biking track. Well, let me tell you, this is Toaster number 60. 60th guitar, number 60. We're closing in on the top number as of the moment, on the 12th of November as I'm recording this. So we started with the bridge, we went to the middle, and we went to the neck. And up on the screen here, I'm going to put the, or I already put it, the amp setup, and the only one pedal I had on my pedal board, which was my Voyo Vintage Overdrive by Joyo. Not Voyo, but Joyo. Okay, so this is what it is like now. Humbucker single, original tuners. They were good enough to stay. One black roller string tree, a shim in the neck, completely reworked the panel. There were a 250 and a B250 and a box switch, which I took out and I went to B250, a B500, and a wafer switch, which is what I prefer. And I went volume for the bridge and I went volume for the neck. Now when this came out of the box, it looked kind of more like this. And it was humbucker. Now the neck humbucker I hated, really. This one was okay. And then sometime between the time I got this and was sometime in May this year, 2024, unless this rolls into next year. I was okay with the sound of the bridge at the time, and then I got sick and I was down for a few days, and then I was sick for like 3 weeks overall with that infection in the vocal cords. And after I was away from it for a week, I picked it up again and I listened to it, and I'm going, darn, it still sounds a little too dark to me. So I decided to use the Gizmo box and figured out that I could put a in-series filter to move that resonance point away from this end more towards the middle. And I think you have to admit that the neck on this thing sounds pretty good now. The neck. Well, the neck always sounds good. The bridge always sounds good. Up, back. Take that off. And we're going to take the overdrive off and just leave it with my standard normal setup. In the middle. So with that basic tone, this guitar has become quite the thing to play. The neck is very 60s. I thought it was a C when I first got it, but I think it's a D, a thin D. I mean, look at, I have small hands, okay? Small hands, and I can get right around this neck. It's and you know, I didn't think I was going to like this black satin. When J-Man got his, and then I looked at them and they said it was matte, a matte satin, and I'm going, ugh, that's probably ugly to look at. And you know, it's not that pretty to look at, actually, but it feels good. And again, I'm wearing a yellow shirt, as I did when I first took it out of the box, because isn't this black against the yellow more striking? Of course it is. And then we went with the black and yellow pick guard with the single Artec. And yes, I made it string through body because it was not. So everything else I basically kept as it was. I cannot remember if I changed this nut or not. I think I did. Take a look at the picture and see if it's white or if it's black. I'll have to do that because it's not up on my screen right now. So yes, I ended up with a really nice combo Telecaster with, you know, the humbucker. It's not a splittable pickup, so there was no push-pull for it, but with the filter in it, it is a powerful pickup, and moving that resonance point more towards the middle frequencies really made the difference. I tried it also with the neck, but it just wouldn't cooperate, and I had it in my mind originally anyway that I'd like to have you know, the Artec here, because you know, I told you so many times now, this is my favorite tele neck pickup that I've found. Okay. So what else can I tell you now? It was a lot of work, especially getting through this while I was sick. Drilling that out wasn't anything. The shim was easy to do. The pick guard went on well. I had to move it back a tiny little bit with my belt sander and put the curves in there with my little, you know, diamond files. But all in all, I mean, I had the level frets, of course, as usual. They've got the rounded ends. And I really didn't have to worry about that part of it, just the levelness. I can't remember how many there were now, but you know, it's turned out to be a really nice guitar. Actually, all my guitars have turned out to be really nice guitars. There's not, I don't know if I can say that there's enough on a handful that I could say I don't like. Okay? When I first got the Epiphone Special 2, it was horrible. It's palatable now that I fixed it. But this one, yoo-hoo! It came out to be really great. I think that looks like Santa Claus on the back of that there. See that? He's coming soon. I don't know what he'll bring me this year because I haven't decided. So anyway, guys, number 60, 60th. Who would have thought? I mean, when I started my hobby of, you know, just learning to play guitar, never thought I'd ever get into all of this, you know, building 3 other, you know, Telecasters from parts, reworking and modifying all of these things. I mean, I just never thought that I would ever be doing anything like this. So, you know, surprises happen, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not so good, but this one's a pretty good surprise. So this is 60 out of, at the moment, 67. I'm trying to decide if there's going to be a 68. Having a little bit of trouble again finding something different. And I may have to go to the States again if I want to find something different, because there's a lot more option over there than there is here. So 60. It's a player. I mean, I've showed you that action before. I mean, you can barely see the distance between the strings and the frets. I mean, you can fret these things like they feel almost like the strings are not there. They're so easy. Unlike some guitars that you can still feel that there's some trouble with them, with the neck, but not like this one. This one is pretty good. And even taking it out of the box, I didn't have to go back after the nut slots on this one at all. I didn't have to rework anything on this one. Lately, I've been taking guitars out and thinking, oh, I got to touch up the nut there, or oh, I've got some uneven frets here and I got some buzzing. I got to go take the neck off and do it again. But this one, nope. Must be that as I got further down the line here, you know, into number 60, I must be hopefully figuring out what I'm doing. and this one kind of feels like I do. So I'm very happy that you guys are along with me for the journey. We are under 300 subscribers from the 2000, and it's since 15. It's going to be 10 years. It's going to be 10 years next year that I've been on YouTube with all of this stuff. So we're trying to hit the 2,000. That'll be my big number to hit. Not like 2 million like some guys do, but you know, I'm just me, you know, in my basement with my hobby. Trying to help out other people by doing stuff that maybe they think they can't do, but it turns out that they can absolutely do stuff if you just listen, learn, get a few basic tools. You can do it too. Thanks for all your support. Appreciate it. Catch you in the next one.